Check 1 2, check 1 2. How are y'all guys doing today? Appreciate it. If you're tuning in for the first time, or if this is you've been here every single stream we've ever done. Either way, I appreciate you tuning in today for the NASCAR Xfinity Series race at Pocono to explore the Pocono Mountains 225. There are quite a few storylines going into today. But if you guys want to vote in the chat on who your pick is to win right now, I've got a pull up there. You can pick between if you think Justin Allgaier is going to win, or if not Allgaier, maybe it's going to be Allmendinger, or maybe Ty Gibbs, or maybe it's going to be none of them, and it's going to be another option. But right now, the majority of you guys in the chat are saying you think Justin Allgaier is going to win. But about to be getting the green flag here momentarily. Also, quite a few storylines going into this race. You got Ricky Stenhouse Jr. back in the NASCAR Xfinity Series for the first time in quite some time. He's filling in for Tyler Reddick. Was supposed to be in that 48 Big Machine racing car, but after that announcement he made that he's leaving RCR and going to 23XI, he has been taken out of that car because that car does have technical alliance with RCR. So they're like, you know what, Tyler, we're kicking you out of here. And they even put Ricky Stenhouse in that car now. So we'll have to see how he does. This is his first nationwide series. Well, it was the nationwide series start. Nationwide series back when he was in it, but this is his first Xfinity Series start, I believe at least like 7 years. But yeah, he'll be rolling off 10th in that 48 machine, so I'm really interested to see how he does today. I think he'll definitely be an underdog and be in the mix. But then also Sammy Smith making one of his one-off starts in the 18, trying to get some more experience with that in that Joe Gibbs equipment. And then Santino Ferrucci, somebody who has experience here in IndyCar, as well as I believe he did this race last year. He's in that 26 car. That's a part-time ride for him as well. So I'm really interested to keep my eyes on him. But at the front, well, Allgaier continue his stretch of summer dominance. Justin Allgaier has been almost untouchable so far this summer in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. We'll have to see if he's able to keep that up, or will Ty Gibbs have something for him today. And then another storyline, Sage Karam is returning to the track where he was involved in a crash that killed a fellow driver in the IndyCar Series. He's having to come back to this track for the first time. Definitely a very emotional experience for him. I hope he has a solid run today in that 45 machine for Alpha Prime Racing. Also, Rajak Ruth making another, this is his third Xfinity Series start in the 44 machine for Alpha Prime as well. Best of luck to the youngster. I call him a youngster, yet he's definitely at least, I think, 2 years, 3 years older than me. But off a turn 3. I was about to say turn 4, but only 3 turns at Pocono. It's the tricky triangle, but off a turn 3. It's going to be Allgaier leading the field to green to his inside. Ty Gibbs, but just behind them in row 2, Brandon Jones and AJ Allmendinger. But the green flag is in the air for the Explore the Pocono Mountains 225 at Pocono Raceway. Justin Allgaier gets a good restart on the outside line. They're not fanning out too much on this initial restart, guys, taking it a bit calmer. We're not seeing that 5-wide racing yet, but we'll definitely see that later in the race. But as they go down into turn 1 and 2, Ty Gibbs with a side draft on the side of the 7, and he's got the advantage as they enter the turn. But the 7's got the run off the high side, and Justin Allgaier will clear Ty Gibbs off of turn 2. Ty Gibbs will slide in line. Whoa, AJ Allmendinger gets really loose there off of turn 1. He had to bail out of the gas a big time. He's got the 18 car of Sammy Smith to his outside. And back in the pack, it is chaos. They're 3 wide, 2 wide as they go through the chute. I'm trying to remember, what's the nickname for turn 2 at Pocono? If somebody's got it in the chat. Oh, we got the bots in the chat. Yay. But look, Justin Allgaier will lead lap number 1, and then it's Ty Gibbs, Brandon Jones, AJ Allmendinger, Sammy Smith, Josh Berry, Sheldon Creed, Noah Gragson, Austin Hill, and Daniel Hemrick, your top 10. But the draft is really powerful at this racetrack. We saw that in the Truck Series race, guys. The draft was able to keep the leaders bunched together. It was pretty hard to drive away. The tunnel turn. Thank you, Jason. I was like, I know it's something like unique or something obvious. I was like, okay, yeah, it's the tunnel turn. But it's Allgaier, Gibbs, Jones, and Sammy Smith's going to get by Justin Allgaier. By AJ Allmendinger. And AJ Allmendinger already under pressure now from Josh Berry for 6th place. So AJ kind of going backwards here on the initial race start. That car does not seem to be handling exactly where he wants it. He's got a chain of cars behind him, including Josh Berry. Oh, we got a spinner in the back. Oh, hard crash. Big hit. Big hit. Oh, my goodness. Alex Labbe just destroyed that car. Rajah Caruth also involved. Both those cars are destroyed, but huge crash for Alex Labbe. Oh, my gosh. Huge hit, guys. I mean, they spun off a turn 4. We're not quite sure how it happened yet, but either way, I mean, those guys destroyed that inside wall, the pit road wall, head on for the 36. That car got launched into the air. What a hit. The 44 car doesn't seem to be as badly damaged, but I think both those cars will be done for the day. No, yeah, Rajah's also done. Wow, both of these guys just destroying those race cars. We're going to have to see. Yeah, we're going to need to see a replay. I'm interested. It looks like off of turn 3. Oh. It looks like Rajah just Rajah Caruth there. That is not what you want to do when you're making your first impressions on these drivers. Rajah Caruth definitely at fault on this one, just pushing the issue a bit too hard. And he just, trying to get in the throttle, just gets up the racetrack and just snags the left rear corner panel of the 36. But yeah, Rajah Caruth just washing up the racetrack off of turn 3, snags the 36 rear bumper, and then sends them both head on into the inside wall. That 36 car cleared the ground. I mean, he just got like 2 feet of air maybe even. I mean, that was a massive hit for Alex Labbe. But yeah, Rajah Caruth, definitely things you can't afford when you're trying to make your first career starts, taking out your other opponents here early, making over-aggressive mistakes. But this is the type of stuff we're seeing with this next generation of drivers, guys. You know, like Ty Gibbs, you know, the next generation of guys coming up through the ARCA series, they're willing to just crash anybody for the winner, bumping anybody out of the way for any position at any moment in the race. And now you have incidents here like Rajah Caruth, who just totals his car, and Alex Labbe is making an over-aggressive move on lap 2. Yellow flag still out. Wouldn't be surprised if we get the red flag for this one, because, I mean, these cars are just, I mean, they destroyed that inside wall. My goodness. That was a hit for Rajah Caruth, but especially Alex Labbe. Oh, we got bots in the chat. Bots. Go. Wait. If you guys want to share your thoughts on that crash in the chat, feel free to go ahead. I'm interested to see your guys' opinions, your takes. I mean, I think it's pretty simple. Rajah just kind of overdrove it there. Definitely really tough, though, for Alex Labbe in that 36 machine. That car doesn't even have a sponsor on the hood this weekend, so they're already lacking sponsorship, lacking funding, and they just go out there and destroy a car. That is really tough for that team. But that's already 2 cars out of this race. This field's already been narrowed down to 36. I want to see if the attrition continues. But so far on that restart, Justin Allgaier was able to get the lead going through turn 1, and he didn't look back. Ty Gibbs was able to hang in second, and Jones moved up to 3rd. Sammy Smith picked up 2 spots. He's up to 4th. Allmendinger dropped back a bit to 5th. Then Barry, Creed, Gregson, Austin Hill, Daniel Hemrick, Santino Ferrucci in 11th. Ricky Stenhouse lost a couple spots. Also, Cole Custer's in this race. Cole Custer will be looking to go 2 for 2 in the Xfinity Series. He won earlier this year at Auto Club, and that same machine left series does this weekend. Then Sieg, Herbst, Moffitt, Castle, Clements, Alfredo, and Curry, your top 20. A lot of these guys had great runs last weekend at New Hampshire after a couple of cars got DNQ'd in a pretty chaotic race. Bailey Curry got his second ever top 10 last weekend at New Hampshire. I'm sure he'd like to have some momentum here at Pocono. The CUDA 70, it was too early for that type of racing. I agree. I just feel like that is where you can't afford to be racing like that and, make enemies this early in your career. We already see how hated Ty Gibbs is. Yes, he's in a Toyota, which doesn't ever help, but his last name is Gibbs. But, like his incident with Ryan Sieg earlier this season at Las Vegas, that definitely didn't gain him any friends. But I am going to check out what's going on in the IndyCar race really quick while we're under commercial break, trying to repair, or as the safety crews take care of the 2 totally demolished cars that were involved in this wreck. Don't think anybody will hit pit road here. It's a bit too early. I do have to say, though, guys, if you have any time, I would definitely check out the IndyCar race going on at Iowa. And there, Jimmy Johnson has been racing insanely well. That race has been just crazy entertaining. That IndyCar race over at Iowa. They're racing today and tomorrow. And you know what? I know the doubleheaders didn't really work out in terms of the ratings for NASCAR. I would say, oh my goodness. I love the doubleheaders personally. I think it allows you to see so much more in a weekend, but it makes buying the ticket as the fan so much more valuable. Like, I would go to so many more races if there was a Cup Series race on Saturday and Sunday, even if I had to pay an extra $50. Just for all that extra racing, all that extra experience. Also, guys, make sure you drop a like and subscribe, guys. We got 40 people watching, and we only got 4 likes right now. Also, if you guys are wondering what the results were in that IndyCar race, it was Newgarden who ended up winning the race. Then in second, Pato O'Ward, and in third, the other Penske car of Will Power. But I just want to say one quick thing, guys. We're on the road to 2,000 subscribers, guys. We are closing in slowly but surely. And right now we're at 1,935 subscribers, guys. So if we could get to 2,000, I'd really appreciate it. We won't be live tomorrow, but we might be live for the SRX race later tonight. I'll let you know on that. We still have to see. But thanks to everybody who's tuned in so far. But still a lot of racing to be had in this one, guys. The caution flag out here early for a big incident involving Alex Labay and Rajah Caruth. Rajah Caruth just washed up the track coming off turn 3 and got into the left rear corner panel of the 36, turning both of them head-on into the inside wall. And, it was a big impact, especially for the 36. Both of the drivers okay, though, thankfully, a testament to the safety. Matt Hunter, you refer to him as Jeffrey Gibbs. We should at least have the trucks in Iowa. I know. I think NASCAR should go to Iowa. I think it would be a great show. I think Iowa is like a better Richmond. It's a little bit bigger. It's a bit faster. Iowa's like the better Richmond. And I also think it's a bit more of an untapped market, whereas Richmond has many racetracks within pretty close distance. But I don't think they would ever drop Richmond because it is such it's still a newer facility on the calendar, or at least it's, a nicer facility on the calendar, and gets a pretty solid turnout, at least from fans. Recently, though, it hasn't been getting the best ratings. But Toyota has poured a ton of money into that facility, so I don't think they're just going to drop it from the schedule anytime soon, but I definitely think Iowa should be added. But yeah, guys, we got 40 people watching right now, and we only got 5 likes, guys. Squeeze it up to 10 likes. I would appreciate it. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe if you enjoy what you're seeing. So we're about to get the restart here. After the last caution, it'll be 8 laps complete here in stage 1. 12 to go at Pocono. Allgaier on the outside, Gibbs on the inside. A replay of the initial race start. Can Gibbs get the advantage this time? Here they come to the Geico restart zone, and Allgaier with a great launch, already clear of the 54. And now they spread out, making it 3, 4, 5 wide even as they barrel down into turn 1. Allgaier with the advantage this time. He's definitely got the 54 cleared. But Brandon Jones and Ty Gibbs will be side by side for second off of turn 2. Who's going to win? Oh, the 48 car of Stenhouse up the racetrack. I don't know if he has an issue or if he washed up the track. We'll have to see. I think the 48 might have an issue. We'll have to see if we can get a replay on that. But either way, Stenhouse is dropping all the way to the rear of the field almost. Well, it's Allgaier out front, then Jones. Meanwhile, Ty Gibbs got hung out to dry on the inside, and he has dropped all the way back to about 5th place, the 6th place car in line. He's side by side with Sheldon Creed for 5th place right now, and he's losing even more spots. Austin Hill's going by, Noah Gragson, Josh Berry, Ty Gibbs. A disastrous restart. He's going to drop all the way from 2nd to 6th place after only 1 lap after the restart, and he might lose even more spots as he's still hung out to dry on the inside line. He's trying to side draft, but these guys are hooked up, nose to tail, just shoving by him. But meanwhile, Allgaier's already cleared, checked out by about 5 car lengths over Brandon Jones. And Gregson's going to try and slide down in front of the 54, but he gets pretty sideways. Luckily, his teammate Josh Berry seems to cut him a break. And it looks like Stenhouse has corralled that car after just having a crazy issue on the restart. I don't know, maybe he got shoved up out on the groove or missed a shift. I am not sure, but he's rebounded, but he's dropped all the way back to 18th place. And Gibbs has stopped the bleeding in 7th for now, but not, meanwhile, Josh Berry's still all over the bumper of that 54 Monster Energy machine. Off of turn 3, here they come. Allgaier at the stripe. Now we're halfway through stage 1. 10 laps complete. Behind him, it's Jones, Allmendinger, Creed, and Austin Hill, your top 5. Sheldon Creed needs some great runs if he has any shot at closing back in on the cutoff line. He has really struggled compared to his teammate. Sage Karam's gotten into the outside wall coming off turn 3 last time by. But we have seen almost like a Darlington stripe at Pocono so far this year. I mean, off of turn 1 and turn 3 especially, drivers have been knocking that wall down. Now Ty Gibbs trying to rebound some positions he lost on the restart. He dives it in on the inside of Noah Gragson through turn 3. He's going to get by Gragson, and now he's up the inside of Austin Hill. A powerful move from Ty Gibbs to go on the inside, but now down the front straightaway, he's not going to have any help. We'll have to see how he rebounds here in turn 1. Austin Hill got that push from Noah Gragson. That's going to allow him to clear Ty Gibbs, so Ty Gibbs is going to drive it in deep on the inside once again through turn 1. He just doesn't have any help behind him, no teammates, no friends. And that's not going to help him out right now, as he's going to have to tuck in line behind Gragson and lose the spot that he just made up. But now actually Josh Berry's going to give the push to Ty Gibbs and not his teammate. So Josh Berry's going to go with Ty Gibbs, probably recognize the fact that his Ty Gibbs is a bit faster than Gragson, and try to get the 2-for-1 here. But he's going to get pretty sideways on the inside of Gragson as they go through the tunnel turn. But he's going to have to tuck in behind Gragson, but now Hemrick's catching up to the bumper of Berry. It's Allgaier out front, and then Jones, Allmendinger, Creed, Austin Hill, your top 5 still. But Ty Gibbs trying to get by Austin Hill and work his way back forward. That 54 car definitely looks pretty strong right now as he's trying to work his way through traffic. But passes are definitely very difficult if you don't have any push help. The side drafts are really powerful, and the outside line just gets such a good run off the corner. Whoa, Gragson, though, gets really loose on the inside of Gibbs through the tunnel turn. That is one thing, though. These cars are sideways. Every time they go through the turn, they're just trying to hold on for dear life, it seems. Especially turn 1 and turn 2. Ty Gibbs has got to run on Austin Hill this time down the front straightaway. Austin Hill doesn't have any help this time to try and pass Ty Gibbs back. And Ty Gibbs might be able to clear him as they come down into turn 1. Gibbs on the inside of Hill. Through turn 1, he's going to try and slide up off a corner exit and block the run the 21 will have, and he's going to be able to pull the pass off. Ty Gibbs is up to 5th. Now he sets his eyes on Sheldon Creed, but Sheldon Creed's 2 seconds up the road, so he's got to buckle down and try and make up some ground now. Appreciate everybody tuning in, guys. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe if you enjoy what you're seeing. Sammy Smith trying to make a move to the inside of Daniel Hemrick as they approach turn 3. The 18 car trying to move forward, and he's going to slide up in front of Hemrick. That's for 9th. Appreciate everybody tuning in, guys. Up to 11 likes. I appreciate it, but we still got like 40 people watching and only 11 likes. Can we get a couple more? The lap's already winding down here in Stage 1. This is probably one of the shorter races on the NASCAR Xfinity Series calendar. Only 90 laps. This race will probably only be about an hour and a half, 2 hours, even with cautions. And Gregson's going to be able to move by Austin Hill. Austin Hill's losing a couple spots now. He just got passed by Gibbs a lap and go, and now the 2 JRM cars have gotten past him, and he's back to 8th place. Sammy Smith's not far behind, but Justin Allgaier continues to check out front. He's got a 2.5 lead over Brandon Jones. Justin Allgaier looking to continue his hot streak. He's already got 2 wins so far this summer, and I believe he's got a 2nd place finish as well, so a 3rd win would be big for that team. Definitely assert themselves. It's probably one of his better seasons, I'd say, recently. Last year, it's recently been Toyotas that have been dominating the season, but it seems like the junior motorsports cars really have this season, or they seem. Whenever you go to an oval track, it seems like the JRM cars are the ones to beat. Even though this isn't an oval, it's a triangle, but it's close enough. Meanwhile, I appreciate everybody tuning in, guys. Hey, we got 3 more new subscribers, almost to 1,940, guys. Could we get to 1,950? That would be pretty good for this stream. I'd appreciate it. But yeah, these leaders will not have to worry about lap traffic, guys. This track is so big, it's actually the longest track or the longest oval or on the NASCAR schedule. It's longer than Talladega. It's about 2.7 miles, 2.6 miles. So even though we've been going green for about 10 laps now, the Timmy Hills, who's in the last car on the lead lap, is only about half a lap behind the leader. So we would need about a 25-lap green flag run, which you probably won't get based on how the stages are structured. But coming to 4 to go on the stage next time by. It's still Allgaier out front, and then Jones, Allmendinger, Creed, and Gibbs. Gibbs has made up quite a bit of ground on the field, though. Last time by, Ty Gibbs ran the fastest lap on the racetrack, even with dirty air. So I think Ty Gibbs, once he's able to rebound and get close to Allgaier, I think it's going to be him and Allgaier going at it today. They seem like the 2 best cars. Stenhouse, after losing some ground on that last restart after making a mistake, he's working his way back up through the field. He's trying to get by Landon Castle for 14th, but he's under pressure from Sam Mayer as they go into turn 1. A little of a battle heating up here for 13th, or for 14th through 16th. It looks like Mayer's going to be able to pull that pass off on Stenhouse. But Stenhouse definitely gained a little bit extra knowledge here running this double duty this weekend. Hopefully that will carry over for him tomorrow. He's out of pointing his way into the playoffs, but you know what? Maybe he'll somehow get the win done at Pocono. You know, probably everybody's thinking that Stenhouse will have his best shot at maybe Michigan or Daytona, but who knows? Maybe he'll get it done at Pocono, guys. This season has made me realize that anything can happen, it seems like. Meanwhile, Sammy Smith getting by Austin Hill, and Daniel Hemrick also going to get to his inside down the front straightaway. Give him the side draft. Hemrick's going to get by Hill. That's for 9th place. And Austin Hill really has been dropping back on this run. He was all the way up in 4th place, and he's been dropped all the way back to 10th now. And he's probably not even going to finish inside the top 10 with 3 to go. Riley Herbst is going to be on his bumper in just a moment. Ty Gibbs is gotten by Sheldon Creed, by the way. He might be able to even catch AJ Allmendinger maybe before the end of the stage, but it's going to be close. Now 2 to go here in stage 1. AJ Allmendinger still leads only by a second and a half over Brandon Jones. So he really hasn't checked out by that much over Jones. Jones holding his own. Ty Gibbs also still being the fastest car on the racetrack, even though he's back in 5th place. So I would say that I think Ty Gibbs and Brandon Jones, as well as Justin Allgaier, the 3 cars, it seems like, at least for now, are who it's going to come down to. AJ Allmendinger, Sheldon Creed also seem to have some pace, but they're about one adjustment away maybe from being on the same level as the 7, the 19, and the 54. I'd say Brandon Jones has definitely taken a bit of a step forward this year. I'd say he's been a bit more consistent. He's, sometimes he's actually outrunning Ty Gibbs, which we really didn't see that much last year. Ty Gibbs really stole the show last year for the entirety of the series. And now here they come off of turn 3. White flag in the air for stage 1. Allgaier still leads. Meanwhile, Austin Hill holds on to the final stage point for now, but Riley Herbst is right on his bumper as they go down the front straightaway. Allmendinger should be able to hold on to that 3rd spot. Gibbs not quite close enough. He's about 8 car lengths back. Yeah, Austin Hill, they're definitely going to be anticipating this stage break, so that way they can make some adjustments to that car. He's lost quite a few spots on this run. But off of turn 3, Justin Allgaier is going to win stage 1. I feel like we've said that so many times so far this season, but it happens again here at Pocono. Then it's Jones in 2nd, Allmendinger 3rd, Gibbs 4th. Rounding out your top 5, Sheldon Creed with a good run here early. And then rounding out your top 10, Barry, Gregson, Sammy Smith, Daniel Hemrick, and Austin Hill is just able to hang on for that final stage point. Riley Herbst and Sam Mayer just miss out on stage points. With 20 laps complete here at Pocono, still 70 to go. Tim Childers, you're rooting for Noah Gregson. The CUDA 70, you're saying take 2 tires and gas. I'm not really sure how tire fall-off's how much of a factor that'll play, so I am interested. That is maybe a good point to make. Appreciate everybody tuning in, though, guys. We got over 30 people watching, only 10 likes, though. Can we get a couple more likes? I'd appreciate it. Meanwhile, in the chat, the majority of you guys, 30 people have voted. About half of you guys are saying Allgaier. The rest of y'all saying it's going to be somebody else, not Ty Gibbs or AJ Allmendinger or Justin Allgaier. Meanwhile, still at 1,938 subscribers, guys, but I appreciate it if you drop a like and subscribe. It's trying to start to bring you guys a bit more consistent NASCAR content, like we uploaded that other video just yesterday or 2 days ago now on NASCAR and the new EV series that's coming to NASCAR. If you guys like that video, let me know. I'll try to make more content like that, just little news updates or theory videos. When I'm not, because I can't live stream all the time. Sometimes I'm busy or I'm out or I'm watching the race with some other people. So I like to be able to, upload other types of content to still interact with you guys. Yeah, I think pit road is definitely going to be a big place here at Pocono, since it is pretty hard to pass under green. Being able to pull a strategy and maybe get that clean air might be the move to make. It is still kind of early, so if you do make a strategy call here, and maybe it doesn't work out for you, you still have time to rebound. So yeah, like you're saying, the CUDA 70, I definitely think 2 tires might actually be a smart idea here, because the track position is definitely key. So I'd say 2 tires and fuel, I would probably be willing to do that. The tire fall off doesn't seem too extreme. So yeah, I would definitely say 2 tires and fuel for me. Tim Childers, where did Noah Gragson qualify today? Let me see if I can figure that one out for you. I was not able to, well, I only was able to watch the final round of qualifying, which Gregson didn't make it to, but try to see if I can get a read on you for that. Here, I got you there, bud. So Noah Gragson tomorrow for the M&M's Fan Appreciation 400 will roll off in 22nd position for Collar. So he's going to roll off in 22nd, which is actually a pretty solid job. I think he might have out-qualified Justin Haley. Yes, he did. Haley qualified down in 30th, so not a very good job by Haley, but solid job by Gragson all the way up in 22nd. And it looks like all your leaders are taking 4 tires and fuel. It doesn't seem like there's much strategy being called here. And Jones will win the race off pit road, though. Jones wins the race off pit road. Creed also picks up some spots. Gragson moves forward, but Allmendinger, Gibbs each lose some spots. Justin Allgaier with this terrible stop is going to go from the lead all the way down to 9th place. So no strategy was called, but Justin Allgaier is going to get dropped all the way from the lead down to 9th. So we'll have to see how that 7-car handles in traffic. He's got to make up a lot of track position now. A great pit stop by Brandon Jones and Sheldon Creed to make their guys come out, and they'll be starting on the front row here for this restart. But tomorrow will definitely be a pretty interesting race, I think. Because Pocono is a race where it just seems like every year some strategy gets involved coming down to the finish. And it just almost comes down to a bit of luck even maybe to get the right strategy call to end up out front. Like last year, Bubba Wallace had a top 5 run here based on a strategy call. Maybe if he just improves a couple spots, he'll get the win. That could change everything in the terms of the playoff picture. But Ryan Blaney, also another driver I think will definitely be in the mix. He got his first career win here at Pocono. He needs a win desperately. So I think Ryan Blaney could get the win tomorrow. He's definitely somebody I'm going to keep my eyes on. Qualified 6th place. But an underdog, Chris Buescher, qualified to 5th place for tomorrow's Cup Series race. So, yeah, a lot of things are going to be a lot of possibilities could happen tomorrow. But it'll also be interesting to see how Eric Jones does, because Eric Jones was really fast in practice, but then made a mistake on his qualifying lap, and he will roll off all the way back in 34th. So we'll have to see how he does in terms of working his way through the field. Appreciate everybody tuning in, though, so far. Still under caution for the end of stage 1. Oh, oops. There we go. No problem, Tim. And if you guys are wondering where your favorite driver is running and it's not in the top 15, which I'm showing on the leaderboard, just let me know, and I'll scroll down for you just for a second. Oh, Riley Herbst must have either had to have made a second pit stop or got a penalty, because Riley Herbst has dropped all the way to the rear of the field. Also, Bailey Curry also has dropped to the tail end. They are both running up higher than where they came out of pit road. So Bailey Curry and Riley Herbst both had issues on pit road. Sorry, guys, just had a yawn coming on there. How you doing, Tucky? But appreciate everybody tuning in, guys. Up to 1939 subscribers. I appreciate another new subscriber. Thanks for joining the Freeman Motorsports community. On the road to 2,000 subscribers, guys. Just so you know, we will not be live tomorrow, but I'll probably upload a race review, so keep your eyes out for that. But also, guys, right now, what? We only got... Right now, guys, we got 40 people watching. We got 50 people watching. We only got 14 likes, guys. Could we get up to 25 likes? I would appreciate it, guys. But Allgaier, after dominating stage 1, had a bad pit stop and has dropped from the lead to 9th place for the start of stage 2. So we'll have to see how the 7 car does working its way forward. So the issue for the 7 car is on the left front. That takes an extra 2 seconds or so to get the jack dropped, and that just really costed them. But a great pit stop by Sheldon Creed to move him up to 2nd place. Oh. Riley Herbst, they had the hood up on pit road. They were checking something on the right front. Herbst does not, they don't know what the issue is, but Herbst just senses there's something wrong with the car, so they had the hood up trying to figure out what's up, but they weren't able to get a diagnosis just yet. But Herbst out there now starting at the tail end of the field. We'll have to see how he works his way up through the field or if that problem develops into something more. But now here they come off of turn 3. This time it's going to be... Oh, Anthony Alfredo stayed out. Anthony Alfredo stayed out with some strategy. So Alfredo out front, to his inside will be Brandon Jones. Then behind him will be Gregson, to his inside will be Sheldon Creed. So Alfredo out front did not pit. We'll have to see how that strategy works out for Anthony. But a great restart for him on the outside. The inside line did not get going. And Anthony Alfredo's clear. Brandon Jones as they go into turn 1. But Jones is going to be able to drive it in a lot deeper on the fresh tires. We'll see how the clean air helps the 23. Oh, Brandon Jones up the racetrack in turn 1. That's going to cost him. And it's also going to stack up Sheldon Creed, who's behind him on the inside. Noah Gregson, though, already going for the lead as they approach the tunnel turn. Gregson to the inside of Anthony Alfredo, and he might already have him cleared before they even get to the turn. Anthony Alfredo's on the high side. Whoa, he's way up the racetrack. He's going to have to bail out of the gas there. Everybody's going to have to avoid him. Then Gibbs goes by him. Barry goes by him. Jones, Creed, everybody. But now it's Gregson, Gibbs, Barry, Jones, and Sheldon Creed, your top 5 after the restart as they come off of turn 3. No, Gregson, your new leader here at Pocono. Behind him, Ty Gibbs. So I think Ty Gibbs is going to be the one to watch, guys. He was making up tons of progress in stage 1 after being shuffled back on a restart. We'll have to see how he does now that he has the track position. Meanwhile, Justin Allgaier, the dominant car in stage 1, is stuck back in traffic. He has not made up any ground yet on this restart. He's going to try to get around Anthony Alfredo. Oh, he makes a move to the middle of 3 wide. And he's going to get a 2-for-1 as he goes by Daniel Hemrick and Anthony Alfredo. A bold move there by Justin Allgaier to get 2 passes done in 1 straightaway. He's up to 7th place now. But that's what he needs to do if he wants to get back to the front. He can't let Gregson and Ty Gibbs drive away with this one. But Ty Gibbs already closing in on Noah Gregson. That 54 car is fast. But Alfredo now has already been shuffled to the tail end of the top 10. That no-tire strategy is not working out for him right now. He probably needed more people to go with him. Appreciate everybody tuning in, guys. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe. We got 40 people watching. We only got 14 likes. Appreciate it if you drop a like. Josh Berry trying to get by Sheldon Creed for 4th place. He's close. He's right on the bumper of that 2 car. Just behind him is Justin Allgaier, who's gotten by AJ Allmendinger. So that 7 car is coming in a hurry. But this is a good sign for the 7 car that it can work well in clean air as well as in traffic. Not many cars are able to do that. Josh Berry looking to the inside of Sheldon Creed. Not going to make a move this time. Oh, somebody slow up the racetrack. Somebody slowing off the pace. And they're going to dive down onto pit road. I'm not sure who that was. Oh, it's Sam Mayer. Sam Mayer with a flat left rear. Not quite sure. It doesn't look like there's been any contact on that 1 car, but a flat right rear for Sam Mayer. Luckily, if they make a quick pit stop, he can get back out on the track without losing a lap. But that's tough for Sam Mayer. Tough break here early. A flat tire under green. We'll have to see how he rebounds from this one. Okay, fair point. The kid, I literally forgot I had the gum in my mouth. But yeah, that's just one of those brain fart moments. But anyways, Stenhouse is really rebounding after his issues earlier in the race. He's back up to 11th, closing in on Austin Hill. And Allgaier's gotten by Josh Berry, his teammate. He's up to 5th place, and now he sets his eyes on Sheldon Creed. And Sam Mayer will come off a pit road, but he's going to be a lap down. He'll probably merge back with the heart of the field. So nobody else is a lap down yet in this race, so he hopes for a quick caution so he can get the lucky dog and be back on the lead lap. But it's Gregson, Gibbs, Jones, Creed, and Berry who's actually gotten by Allgaier again, your top 5. But it's your top 3 right now. They're in a breakaway. Gregson, Gibbs, and Jones separated by only half a second, but then it's another 2 seconds back to Sheldon Creed in 4th place. But the battle is picking up for the lead here at Pocono. Meanwhile, you got all 3 Colleague cars running nose to tail inside the top 10. That's a solid run for that team right now. That team has definitely not been near what they were last year, so it's good that they're rebounding. It seems like the past couple of weekends, more of their cars looking competitive. But still, all 36 of the 38 cars still in this race. Only one caution here for incidents so far. On lap 2, when Rajak Ruth washed up the track off of turn 3 and got into Alex Lebay and sent them both into the pit wall. Both of those guys were okay, but they took a vicious hit. Since then, though, things have calmed down just a bit. Allgaier has dominated all of stage 1, but lost a lot of track position on pit road. Had to restart in 9th, has worked his way back up to 6th. Meanwhile, Noah Gregson leads now here in stage 2. Stage 1 and stage 2 each 20 laps. By the way, the final stage will be a 50-lap endurance race, so the final stage longer than stage 1 and stage 2 combined. So stage 1 and stage 2 are just short sprints compared to the final stage. Already 8 to go here in stage 2. Ty Gibbs is now closed in on the bumper of Gregson off of turn 1. And 9 car trying to break the draft as they go down the back straightaway towards the tunnel turn. But the 54 just continues to slowly close in. But Brandon Jones did catch up to the leaders, and now he's lost some ground back. He's almost a second off the leaders. He was a half a second back less than a lap ago. So I don't know if he had a mistake in one of the turns or he is more of a short run car. I know Noah still owes Gibbs one. So, but the thing is right now Noah's leading over Gibbs, so he's not the one who's going to be willing to do the bumping. And I'd say it's still a bit early to do doing any payback right now. I'd wait till later in the race. But Gregson just using that clean air to his advantage. It's really hard to get a pass done here, guys. That's not new. So that clean air definitely keeping that 9 car out front for now. Gibbs definitely has a bit more pace in that car. But while Gregson holds up Gibbs, Allgaier's loving that because it allows him an opportunity to slowly close back in on the leaders. Right now he's in a fight with Josh Berry for 5th place. But we'll go through the running order here real quick. It's Gregson, Gibbs, Jones, Creed, Berry, your top 5. Then Allgaier, Allmendinger, Hemrick, Castle, and Hill, your top 10. Then Santino, Ferrucci, Stenhouse, Custer, Sammy Smith, and Kyle Weatherman in your top 15. Kyle Weatherman got a top 10 last weekend at New Hampshire. That team's first top 10. He's looking for more here at Pocono. Then Alfredo holding on okay on that no-tire strategy in 16th. Then Herbst, who is Herbst has actually done really well. Herbst started all the way out back on the restart, and he's all the way up to 17th. So great restart for Herbst. And then Snyder, Brown, Burton, your top 20. Then Williams, Moffitt, Clements, Massey, and Karam, your top 25. Then Parsons, Bassett, Starr, Sieg, and Yaley, your top 30. Then Curry, Emerlane, Vargas, Kyle, Sieg, Hill, Mayer, and round out the rest of your field. But right now, it's still Gibbs with the fastest lap of the race. Him and Justin Allgaier are the only two drivers to break the 167 mile per hour mark in terms of average pace around this racetrack. They're definitely the two strongest cars, but I think Gibbs might be a bit better than Allgaier. Brandon Jones also pretty close to those two guys. But yeah, there isn't that much tire fall off, guys. A lot of these guys, their fastest laps were 163s, not 130s. These guys' fastest laps were 163s, and now we're about 10 laps into a run, and they're only running 162s. So, basically no fall off, maybe a tenth or two of a second. But meanwhile, it's still Gragson who's grown that lead over Ty Gibbs by just a bit. It's up to about a half a second. Then it's Brandon Jones in third, Sheldon Creed in fourth, Josh Berry in fifth, and Allgaier, Allmendinger, Hamrick, Castle, and Hill, your top 10 still. But Austin Hill's going to be under pressure from Santino Ferrucci here pretty soon. Sheldon Creed having a really solid run going though for him. Been in the top 5 the whole race so far. Sheldon Creed has really just kind of been unlucky this year. He's had quite a few races where he's been in the top 10, been in the top 5 for the majority of the race, and then just had something go wrong, get caught up in a crash. But I'd like to say shout out to Riley Herbst. Herbst has been on a mission. He's all the way up to 15th now, and he's got a bit of a ways to go to the next car in front of him, Sammy Smith. But, I mean, he has worked all the way from the rear of the field up to 15th, so he's made up 20 spots on this run. Really great run for Riley Herbst right now. But with 4 to go in the stage, Sam Mayer stuck 1 lap down still because he had to pit under green for that flat tire. They're not quite sure why that tire went down. Didn't make any contact. But luckily, these laps are so long, so nobody else is a lap down. So Sam Mayer will be able to get the free pass and be back on the lead lap for the final stage. You think Noah will probably play it pretty cool with Gibbs? Yeah, I agree, because he's kind of pushed so many people the wrong way over the summer that, yeah, he can't afford to to offend anybody else. But Gragson has been able to drive away from Gibbs now just a bit. I think Ty Gibbs might have used up his stuff trying to pass Gragson earlier. And that's allowed Gragson to now gap Gibbs by over a second. Brandon Jones is actually gaining on Ty Gibbs now. And we're seeing it's so hard to make a pass around this racetrack that if you burn up your stuff running hard behind somebody, then you're never able to make that pass, and then you end up losing ground to the cars around you because you burn up your stuff. But Justin Allgaier all over the bumper of his teammate Josh Berry for what feels like this entire run, but he has just not been able to make up the positions. It's 3 to go, though, in stage 2. Coming to 2 to go as they're going to be coming off turn 3 here in just a moment. Austin Hill still holding on at the tail end of the top 10. But behind him is Santino Ferrucci Stenhouse right on his bumper. But I'm not sure how hard Ferrucci and Stenhouse are going to fight Austin Hill for that 10th spot because, that stage point means nothing to them since they're not full-time in this series. But meanwhile, I appreciate it. Anybody who has subscribed, still at 1939. Can we get to 1950 by the end of this stream? I'd appreciate it. Also, make sure you drop that like button, guys, if you haven't already. We got 36 people watching, but only 16 likes, guys. Make sure you drop a like. Still 2 to go, and Brandon Jones has caught Ty Gibbs. So Ty Gibbs must have really burned up his stuff trying to chase down Noah Gragson, and he's going to be under pressure from his teammate here before the end of the stage. White flag in the air for Noah Gragson. He's trying to he's trying to get the JRM sweep of stage 1 and stage 2, but behind him, the battle's on for second. Brandon Jones stalking Ty Gibbs down the front straightaway. As they go through turn 1, the 19 car tries to make a move to the inside of Gibbs off of turn 1 as they approach the tunnel turn. Brandon Jones is to the inside of his teammate. What's he going to do? He's going to have the preferred line in the tunnel turn, and he's got the advantage as they approach. And Brandon Jones is going to try to clear his teammate. He just might do it. Nope, not quite. Ty Gibbs holding his own on the high side, and he might have been able to solidify that second place spot. Here they come through turn 3 for the final time. What is Brandon Jones going to do? Noah Gragson will win the stage, but Ty Gibbs is going to make a great defensive move through the tunnel turn and hold on for second place. Then Jones third, Creed fourth, Barry fifth, and Allgaier sixth. Allmendinger, Castle, Hemrick, and Austin Hill round out your top 10. Ferrucci and Stenhouse just missing out. But it's the JRM sweep of stage 1 and stage 2. Now, pit road's going to be a busy place here. Everybody's going to have to pit. Now, what strategy are you going to pull, guys? Are you just going to go 4 tires? Are you going to go 2 tires? What's the move? But you can't afford to lose spots on pit road, guys. Track position is key. We saw Justin Allgaier, the dominant car in stage 1, drop all the way back to 9th on pit road and only work his way up to 6th place through a 20-lap stage. I'd say to make up more than about 5 spots inside the top 10 in a stage is like really good. We're up to 1940, guys. We're only 60 away from 2,000, guys. It has been crazy this summer how many more new subscribers we've gotten. I really appreciate it. Appreciate everybody tuning in though so far, guys. What are your thoughts for the final stage now? Who do you think your winner? Who is your pick to win as the final stage approaches? I'll give you guys my thoughts in just a moment. Tim Childers, you appreciate the live feed. You're in a place where you can't watch it on television, and this is a great way to keep up. Well, that's kind of why I do this, Tim. For people, that either can't watch this, the TV broadcast, live for whatever reason, or if they just want to hear me talk instead of Dale going like, "Oh yeah," every 10 seconds. But yeah, no, I appreciate it that you're appreciating it. That probably wasn't the most grammatically correct way to phrase that, but it works. Yeah, so my pick for the final stage, I think I'm going to lock in with Ty Gibbs. Ty Gibbs has been fast in both the stages. He's been able to close in on Allgaier and Gragson. He just hasn't quite got the pass done yet. But my underdogs would be Sheldon Creed. I think Sheldon Creed is my underdog to watch. That's for sure. Sheldon Creed and maybe Riley Herbst. Those are my 2 underdogs to watch. And also, I'm going to reset this poll now that we've kind of seen some racing, and we'll let you guys vote again. But at the meantime, 43% of you guys say Allgaier. Yeah, who wins at Pocono and new poll going up? And yeah, it's going to be obviously Allgaier is an option, and then Gragson and Gibbs, or somebody else.
21 stage wins in 2022, and they're 1 away from the record of 2020. And amazingly, we're seeing some people.
Now here, everybody's coming down pit road. It looks like. So far, it looks like everybody's taking 4 tires and fuel, just like stage 1. You got to have a quick stop. Gragson has a pretty quick stop. Now, Jones is still making his service done. Jones not having the fastest stop. Gibbs not with the best stop either, but Gragson, the fastest stop of your top 4. And now, as they come off pit road, it's going to be Gragson winning the race off pit road in second, Brandon Jones, then Gibbs in third. Then Creed, Barry, Hemrick picks up 3 spots. Then it's Allgaier, Allmendinger, Castle, and Sammy Smith picks up 2 spots to get into the top 10. But I think a couple cars stayed out. Still no 2-tire strategy, which I'm pretty surprised by. Maybe 2 tires just doesn't work at Pocono for some reason. Like, it affects the handling in a way that's too detrimental. to the whole car. But, guys, we got over 30 people watching right now, and we only got 18 likes, guys. Could we get up to 20 likes? I would appreciate it. Tim, you're rooting for Noah? And, yeah, guys, also, my Ty Gibbs pick, it's not because I'm a Ty Gibbs fan. It's just my honest pick on who I think, based on how guys are racing, who seems to have the pace. That's why I'm going Ty Gibbs. Yeah, I think Myatt Snyder stayed out, and I'm trying to see if any other names look like they might have stayed out. Timmy Hill, maybe. I don't know. We'll see when they come back around, once the leaderboard updates who stayed out, who didn't. But Sam Mayer did get the free pass at the end of Stage 2, so I'll put him back on the lead lap. All 36 cars that are still in this race are on the lead lap. So if you make a mistake, it's really going to affect you. There are still a lot of cars in this race. You're going to lose a lot of track position, have to make up quite a few spots. Okay, so it looks like Austin Hill and Myatt Snyder were the two cars to stay out at the end of Stage 2. So Austin Hill and Myatt Snyder deciding to change up the strategy. Not a bad call, I think. Both of those guys don't seem to have the pace today. Austin Hill already has 2 wins on the season, so he's locked into the playoffs. He doesn't have anything to risk. And Myatt Snyder so far back in points, he doesn't have anything to lose. So might as well try to pull some strategy here. Well, then it's Gregson, Jones, Gibbs. Oh, I think Vargas. Did Vargas stay out? Or maybe the leaderboard still isn't totally corrected. I don't think Vargas came off in 6th place. We'll see if I can get an update for you guys on that. I don't think Vargas. I think Vargas maybe pitted the second time around. We'll see, though. I'll get an update for you as soon as I can. Approaching the halfway point in this race, though, guys. So still a lot of racing to be had. There's some car that's still on pit road. Not quite sure who that is. I think it might be the 66 of J.J. Yaley. But yeah, it seems like there's almost been a Darlington Stripe type of theme emerge, but out of all tracks, Pocono, so many drivers are just pushing the issue a bit too hard off at turn 3 and just tagging it with the right rear corner panel. Same thing with turn 1. Turn 2 doesn't seem to show the same mercy as the other guys. Trey's Rail Fanning, how you doing? Also, so far in the poll, the majority of you guys still saying Allgaier is your favorite pick to win. And here they come to the choose cone here to set up the restart for the final stage. Oh, it looks like the one of Sam Mayer was on pit road for a long time. Not totally sure, though, on that. But yeah, it's Austin Hill and Snyder staying out. And they both are going to go to the high lane. Then Gregson and Jones will lead the low line. Then it's Gibbs on the high side in row 3. Barry on the low side in row 3. Then Sheldon, Creed, and Allmendinger, row 4. Hemrick and Castle, row 5. So there's going to be 2 cars on old tires on the outside line. So we'll have to see how the outside line does. Even though the outside line's the preferred line on the restart, with 2 cars on old tires, we'll have to see how they launch.
So they will start up front. Noah Gregson will be in that second row. Back. So now it's going to be interesting because you just mentioned the lane choice and the people on older tires, right? So Hill and Snyder.
Yeah, it's J.J. Yaley did lose a lap. I think they're on pit road, or they might have even pulled it behind the garage. Not quite sure what's up with J.J. Yaley in the 66 machine. But, yeah, Sam Mayer, though, had to make a long stop on pit road. Maybe they're trying to figure out what made that flat tire happen. But we'll get restarted with 45 laps to go. So we're going to get restarted with halfway of this race still to go. Kevin, you're on Noah and Justin. You're saying they're going to be the 2 best cars. I think it's Gibbs. I think Gibbs is pretty close. I think I think this restart's going to mean a lot, though, because it's whoever gets the launch on this restart gets to the clean air quickest is going to be the guy who has the advantage. It's just so hard to pass. Getting the clean air is going to be instrumental in winning this race and getting around these guys who didn't pit on old tires quickly. Oh, Myatt Snyder's dropping out. Myatt Snyder's dropping off. He's pulled up off the racetrack, so he is backed out. Not sure if he has an issue or whatnot, but Myatt Snyder is backed down to this one. And Austin Hill, though, is going to restart on the outside line. Gregson on the inside, but Myatt Snyder going to pit road. I think they have an issue. Another car going to pit road as well. But anyways, it's Hill out front and with Gregson to his inside. Pretty good restart by Hill on the outside. But we saw this last time with the old tires. They held their own in turn one, and that was about it. And Gregson's going to be able to clear Hill off of turn one. Gregson to the lead. Gregson goes way down the track to break the draft. And he's going to slide back up to the top as they approach the tunnel turn. And Hill's still in second place. Jones and Gibbs side by side for third. Off of turn two as they approach turn three. Brandon Jones is going to clear Austin Hill now. Now Gibbs also trying to go by. Noah Gregson hopes Austin Hill's able to hold these guys up as long as he can because he needs to get by him. Josh Berry up the racetrack. He got into the two-car. Oh, there's a big crash. The 26 around, the 48. Others take evasive action. Oh, and the 27 flips. The 27 flips. Oh, my God. Oh, this is the craziest crash ever. Back-to-back weekends. The 27's involved in crazy crashes. Jeb Burton flips over the pit wall. Jeb Burton flips, and he's on his roof on the start-finish line. Oh, my, what? Santino Ferrucci went around off at the turn three, and then Stenhouse went into him. A bunch of guys had nowhere to go, and then the 27 gets pinned between basically the spinning, I think, 26 or the spinning 48 in the pit wall and just gets squeezed and just pops up into the air. Oh, my goodness. What just happened? Okay, Jeb Burton is okay. That was the craziest incident I've ever seen. I mean, he just got flipped on the front stretch at Pocono. You just don't see that happen. Definitely going to be getting the red flag here. But it looks like the 77 involved. He's pretty torn up. That's tough for that team. That's a small operation. They're having a good run. But these are where I feel like every year you see like one big accident happen at Pocono off of turn three where somebody spins and on a restart and there's nowhere for anybody else to go. Oh, wow, this is a crazy. I don't even know what just happened. We're waiting to get a replay. I don't think they've shown the replay just yet. Because we don't know if all the drivers are okay. Jeb Burton is okay with the main driver involved in the crash, but yeah, Jeb Burton's got to stay in that car until they flip it over. That's the only difficult thing with these. When the car flips, you got to stay in there. It definitely feels pretty awkward having to hang upside down for a couple minutes. But red flag's not out yet, but I'm pretty surprised if they don't show the red flag here pretty quick. Yeah, and the red flag is now being displayed. There we go. I was like, they're just going to keep it yellow as they're trying to flip a car back over. Oh, my. Wow. That was crazy. I mean, I have not seen a crash like that ever. I mean, you just have the spinning 48 coming across the track, the 27 trying to avoid, and he just gets pinched between the pit wall and the nose of the 48, and it just pops that thing into the air. And there was quite a few other hits also in the back of the pack between guys trying to get out of the way. So I still kind of got to see what happened with that. Also, quite a few cars went barreling down pit road to avoid. But there were a couple cars that actually pitted on that restart. So I just hope that, everybody was okay there. Because you had some guys flying on pit road, and you might have had pit crew members out on the pit road. So not a great situation there. But there have been quite a few big incidents off of turn three at Pocono, and this is just another one to add to that list. That was a bizarre crash. Like, wow, I don't even know what just happened. Yeah, Jason Just when you think you've seen it all, ladies and gents, that was maybe the craziest crash I've ever seen.
As the safety crew continues to work to get Jeff Burton right side up.
And now they're flipping that car back over. About to get it back on all four wheels. I mean, that car isn't even that badly beat up. I mean, I wouldn't even be surprised if he's able to drive this thing away after they flip it over. I don't think he will, but I think he probably could. Nick Duvett, what happened? The 27 of Jeb Burton just slipped down the front straightaway. But what happened was off a turn. We don't know what happened. We haven't seen a replay yet. But the 26 of Santino Ferrucci spun. The 48 plowed into it. Then the 48 went spinning and crossed the track. And guys were going all over to avoid. The 27 went low and got pinched between the 48 and the pit road wall and just got popped into the air. But we're going to see a replay now. Ferrucci on the inside at Joe Graff in the 07. And it just loses it on his own right there. The 26. You've seen that be a spot where guys have gone around on their own all day. And 26 loses it. The 48 has nowhere to go. He plows in. And then the 27 tries to avoid the 48. And the 27 just almost ramps off the nose of the 48 and then just goes skidding on its roof for a couple hundred yards. There were a couple guys on pit road. Oh, boy, that is... I'm trying to see any more guys involved in this crash in the back. Yikes for Jeb Burton. I mean, that was crazy. Yeah, they've turned the car over. It's back on all four wheels. But, yeah, then there's some other guys that piled in the back. The 77, I think a couple other cars as well. A lot of destroyed race cars here. I mean, that was such a crazy accident. I mean, just happened instantaneously. And it seemed like everything was, you know, everybody had avoided. And then at the last second, the 27 just can't quite get by. And just gets launched. I mean, literally launched. Or the barrels smashed at the entrance of pit road, because that's actually something that it's going to take a while to repair. Those things, I mean, they don't have a bunch of spares like laying around, so, and those things have to be there, so. Yeah, oh, back in the pack, it looks like the 77. I can't even tell who is. There's quite a few cars though towards the rear of the field that had piled in, and looks like the 77, the 26, the 48. Yeah. We'll have to see. That was crazy. Appreciate it, though, if you guys drop a like and subscribe if you're just tuning in. Ty Gibbs involved. How's his car? I don't know if Ty Gibbs was involved. I didn't see. No, Ty Gibbs was not. He was in the front. Ty Gibbs was all good. If you're running in the top 10, you're able to get by okay. Still not quite sure, though, of how many cars were involved. Okay, the 26, the 27, the 48, the 51, and the 77, and all 5 of those cars are done. So, Santino Ferrucci, Jeb Burton, Ricky Stenhouse, Jeremy Clements, and Ronnie Bassett Jr. all done for the day. Tough luck for Ronnie Bassett Jr. You know, they try to race their way into a couple races a year, and he was having a pretty solid run going inside the top 25, and then gets caught up on a big one here in this restart. But what a crazy race there. I mean, I hope that I can find some video of, you know, a video of that crash happening from the fan perspective. I mean, that would have been such a crazy crash to witness. But the Xfinity series, man, their crashes just keep getting weirder and weirder. I mean, only 5 cars will be taken out of the race in that one, which seems like only so little compared to how big that crash really was. The free pass, though, will be J.J. Yaley, and that'll put him back on the lead lap. And that means every car still in this race will be on the lead lap, except there's only going to be how many cars left? 2, 3, 4. So there's going to be 31 cars left in this race after this. Red flag still in the air as they're still trying to pick up some of the debris that's been spewed all over the front straightaway, but also the barrels at the pit that at the start of that pit road wall to protect a car flying and just drilling that wall head on, which would be terrible. Some of them were destroyed, and they need to those things have to be there, so they're gonna have to get some replacements in there, which will probably take a little bit of time. So this might be of a bit of a longer red flag than originally anticipated. But thanks to everybody who's tuned in so far today. Yeah, we're only halfway through this race now, so still a lot of racing to be had. But yeah, according to you guys in the chat, the majority of you guys still thinking Justin Allgaier are going to be getting the win. A couple votes for Gregson, but really Allgaier has really the vast majority of the votes. Also, guys, I'm going to turn on some additional lighting, so I'll be back in 1 sec. LB makes content. You literally predicted a flip for tomorrow's race. This concerns how much how you have. Well, do you mean today or do you mean tomorrow races that you predicted a flip for? Because I guess you were the wrong day maybe if you predicted one for tomorrow. Unless if we get a flip tomorrow, if we had flips in back-to-back Pocono races, this would be like the craziest weekend in Pocono history. Appreciate everybody tuning in though, guys. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe. We got another new subscriber. I appreciate it. We're on the road to 2,000 subscribers, guys. Trying to get there by the end of summer. I know it's a bit of a bold goal, but we got about 30 days to get 60 subscribers. So that's like close to 2 subscribers a day, basically. So Jeremy Clements isn't done for the day just yet. They're trying to repair that car, but I don't think they're really going to be able to. But Stenhouse, Ferrucci, and Bassett are all done for sure. And they might even be able to try. They might even be trying to get that Jeb Burton car back going again, because Jeb Burton, that car was not as killed as it looked. I mean, it was involved in that flip, but it actually looked okay. Or at least somewhat okay. I mean, the right front fender was torn off, but both bumpers are still on. The hood looked okay. Because it was the roof that took the majority of the damage. But that crash is going to kind of shake up the order in the midfield. This might also provide an opportunity for somebody to maybe take a pit stop if they want to. Your top 10 still about the same, but because so many guys had to take different avoiding action to avoid that crash, maybe lost some spots. Now, from 10th on back, it's Custer, Castle, Weatherman, Alfredo, Sieg, Stark, Harem, Parsons, Williams, and Sieg, your top 20. Because that took out quite a few, like, midfield drivers. Looks like J.G. Aley might be done for the day as well with some sort of mechanical issue. He's 2 laps down. They keep taking a lot of time on pit road every caution, so I don't know what's going on with that 66 machine. Also, I had somebody in my chat the other weekend saying they weren't going to stop watching NASCAR until J.G. Aley got a win, so I was like, you're probably going to be watching NASCAR for the rest of your life, but good luck. I have to say, guys, Pocono is one of the most beautiful race NASCAR tracks out there. I mean, it is. I've been there myself. I mean, it is so beautiful. It's just out there in the woods. It's so green and lush. Wow, they got a camera based on the pit road view. I mean, that is just shows how crazy an accident that just happened. Christopher, ignore the electronic surveillance officers. I'm not quite sure what you mean by that. Yeah, this is just they're just interviewing Stenhouse here, and he's like, I've actually been involved in an accident like that before. So I'm just like, yeah, because you're a Recce Spinhouse man. You've been involved in every wreck there could every type of wreck there possibly could be. Jeb Burton out of the care center. Green flag in the air, though. At Pocono, 40 to go. Gregson on the outside. Gibbs on the inside. Gibbs with a good restart this time. He's got a good push from behind, and Sheldon Creed, who's going to go to the front? Whoa, they are really swirly as they come down into turn 1. A big push coming from that 2 car. Gregson trying to hold his own on the outside. He's not going to let Gibbs just slide up and clear him, except Gibbs is going to slide up and clear him. And now Creed might be able to slide up into second place. Yes, he will. Gregson now going to get passed by Brandon Jones as they approach the tunnel turn. And it's Gibbs out front, and then Creed, and then Jones and Gregson side by side for the third. But Sheldon Creed in second place, he's still searching for that first career win. That could shake up the playoff standings if he's able to get into victory lane. That would be huge for that team. He's been slowly improving all summer. Now here he is running in second place with 40 to go at Pocono. Daniel Hemrick to the inside of Brandon Jones off of turn 3 for 4th place. Back in the pack, Sammy Smith darts down way low, making it 3 wide, trying to get by. I don't even know who that is. Maybe Cole Custer. But yeah, so Burton and Stenhouse all done. The only guys that made it out on that crash are Jeremy. The only driver that made it out on the crash is Jeremy Clements. He's 3 laps down, but I can't imagine he's going to survive out there very long. That car is pretty wounded. But it's Gibbs, Creed, Gregson, Jones, Hemrick, your top 5. Then Allgaier, Barry, Allmendinger, Austin Hill, and Custer, your top 10, the lap after the restart. Allgaier trying to set up the pass on Daniel Hemrick as they go through turn 3. Allgaier, he was dominant in stage 1, but now that he's gotten shuffled back in traffic, he just can't make up the track position. But Gregson's making a move to the inside of Creed for second place down the front straightaway. Gregson trying to chase down Gibbs. Whoa, Creed throwing a bit of an aggressive block there on Brandon Jones. That's going to allow Gregson to have a good shot at him in turn 1. And Gregson's going to be moved up to second place. And Creed is really sideways in turn 1. That's going to allow Brandon Jones to get under him. Oh, Sammy Smith is around in turn 1. He backs it into the wall. Everybody's going to go low and avoid, but Sammy Smith backs it into the outside wall. That's a shame. That is honestly a beautiful car, that pilot car he's got this weekend. Lion J. Yeah, Sammy Smith, though, definitely done for the day. He's trying to drive away, but there's no way that car can be saved. He was making a lot of aggressive moves going down the front straightaway, and he just dove it in deep on Landon Castle and just came up into Landon. Landon had nowhere to go, and Sammy Smith just dove it in deep, backed it in the outside wall. And that's the second time today where you've seen a young driver maybe getting a bit in over their head, being a bit too aggressive here and just taking themselves out. Landon Castle, they're probably going to definitely have to pit to put on some fresh tires. He's probably got a flat left rear, made pretty decent contact with the 10. And the 18 car is going to bring it all the way back around to pit road, but yeah, that thing's not going back out on racetrack. I mean, that bumper has been smashed in. I don't like Ty Gibbs. I just think that he's got the best. I predicted that he was going to win. I'm like, he's going to excel here. He seems to be fast. You subbed Tim? I appreciate it, guys. Be like Tim Childers and subscribe, guys. On the road to 2,000 subscribers. We got another new subscriber at 1,942. And if you don't want to subscribe, I understand. I don't understand, but at least drop a like, guys. That helps the stream. I appreciate it. When you drop a like, it recommends the stream to more people, and the more people watching, the more the merrier. Right now, we're up to 26 likes, guys, so we got over the 25 like goal, so I appreciate it. Only a couple away from 30, but right now, guys, in the poll for the chat, over 50% of you guys still rooting for Allgaier. 20% say Gregson. Whoa! Ty Gibbs just drove, going through turn 3, just went a little bit too low on the racetrack and just snagged the dirt there just a bit and kicked up a bunch of dirt into the air. That was kind of funny. The car seems fine, but now here they come down pit road, guys. This is the money stop. This is the last stop of the day for these guys. You can't afford to make a mistake here. Gregson's in. Creed, Hemrick, Allgaier, Gibbs. Allgaier has lost spots on every pit road stop so far today. Can they change that here in the clutch? But is anybody going to pull some two-tire strategy? We'll have to see. Sheldon Creed pulls the strategy, just a splash and go. Here he comes. He should win the race off pit road, or he's not the only one. A lot of different strategies going on to get that track position, guys. That's what we've seen all day. Track position's key. Gibbs does no tires. Barry does no tires. Alfredo, Creed, Weatherman, Mayer, all those guys. So 7 guys do no tires. Jones does 2. Gregson does 4. Snyder does no tires. So about all your top 10 do no tires except for Noah Gregson. Noah Gregson's the first car on 4 fresh tires in 9th place. So we'll have to see how he does. But also Brett Moffitt, Riley Herbst, quite a few guys stay out on track. So the strategy is getting chaotic now. The strategy has gone full-blown stupidity. There's guys who didn't pit, and there's guys who pitted for fuel, a splash and go, but no tires. And then you got a couple guys with 2 tires, and only maybe a handful that actually took 4. But some of the fastest cars took 4 tires. So we'll have to see how they do, working their way up through the field. And with still 35 laps to go, that's a lot of racing to still be had. Yeah, appreciate everybody tuning in so far. But yeah, I'll try to figure out all the strategy going on. I think Brett Moffitt is the only guy who stayed out entirely. Yeah, it's the leaderboard's still a bit wonked up. So I'll try to let you know who stayed out here once it resets. Oh, oops. Leaderboard just slid away there. Now we're back. But yeah, some guys are just pulling a strategy out of nowhere, trying to make something out of nothing. Brett Moffitt, in a must-win scenario there on the playoff in the terms of the playoffs, decides not to pit, just hoping for the best. Some guys that also need wins below the cut line that did the no-tire strategy, like Sheldon Creed, Kyle Weatherman. Well, Kyle Weatherman's not in the playoffs picture, but Sheldon Creed is one of those guys who has had pace today, so it'll be interesting to see how he does. Okay, so I guess Brett Moffitt stayed out, but only just to pit the next time down pit road. So I guess they decided they didn't want to stay out because now Ty Gibbs is the leader, and then it's Josh Berry, Mason Massey, Anthony Alfredo, Sheldon Creed, Kyle Weatherman. Okay, wait. No, it keeps changing. Okay, it's Brett Moffitt out front, Riley Herbst to his inside. Then in row 2, it's Brandon Brown and Ty Gibbs. Okay, this is what it actually is. So it's Brett Moffitt on the outside, Riley Herbst on the inside and then behind them, Brandon Brown on the outside, and I think Ty Gibbs on the inside. So the first car with 4 fresh tires is Noah Gregson all the way back in 12th place. So we'll have to see how this goes. Also, another guy on 4 fresh tires is Hemrick and Allmendinger back in 15th and 17th, but they're way back. So the fresh tires are outside the top 15, so this restart just going to be crazy. Oh, Justin Allgaier busted for speeding on pit road. That's going to end his shot at winning, most likely. The dominant car early today gets busted for speeding on pit road. He's going to have to restart at the tail end of the field here to start the final stage. But I feel like we might get another quick caution, guys, with all these guys being super aggressive on old slidey tires on this restart. Oh, boy. But yeah, your top 3 have not pitted yet. And then your next 7 cars haven't pitted for tires. And then you have a couple guys with 2 tires and some with 4, but almost nobody has tires right now. Here they come off turn 3. Moffitt on the outside, Herbst on the inside. Both of these guys chasing their first career wins. To the Geico restart zone they go. 34 to go at Pocono. The inside line gets a great launch, a good push from Josh Berry to the back of Herbst. He's going to be able to clear Moffitt as they come down towards turn 1. Back in the pack. They're darting out, making it 3 wide, 4 wide. Back in the pack. How are they going to narrow down into turn 1? Out front, it's Herbst who's able to clear for the lead. Then it's Berry, Sheldon Creed, Moffitt, and Sam Mayer. Top 5. They sort things out off of turn 2, but back in the pack, it's still crazy. Kyle Weatherman all over the bumper of Anthony Alfredo. They're trying to shuffle things out as they come down here towards the tunnel turn. Ty Gibbs darts down low, trying to get to the inside of Brandon Brown through the tunnel turn. He's got Gregson all over his bumper. Meanwhile, Riley Herbst still leads. Gregson gives a big shot to the back of the 54 to try and push him past Brandon Brown. Gregson, with the 4 fresh tires, is already up to 8th place. Gregson, he knows he's got to make the most of those tires while he still can. So Gregson, the first one with 4 fresh tires, is up to 7th place after 1 lap, and he's continuing his charge forward. Hemrick, also with fresh tires, is up into 10th place, now looking for 9th, actually. It looks like the 4 fresh tires might have been the move, guys. Hemrick sliding up the track, though, as Jones is going to be able to pass him back. But Gregson's now past Moffitt. He's up to 6th place. Justin Allgaier's already worked his way up to 23rd. Also, Jeremy Clements has gone to the garage from the damage from that accident, and Sammy Smith's also done. That leaves 30 cars still in this race, all of them on the lead lap. 33 to go. Josh Berry's closing in on Riley Herbst for the lead. Both of these guys are on even tires, but Berry has more fuel than Herbst. Oh, boy. Then you got Allmendinger battling back in the pack, just outside the top 10 with a bunch of guys on old tires, but he's got 4 fresh tires, so he feels like Superman. He's getting a push from his teammate Hemrick, and they have just gone by all these guys that stayed out. Meanwhile, Gregson's still in 6th place. He's trying, basically Gregson's just following Gibbs and letting Gibbs carve his way through the field. Gibbs right now trying to get by Sam Mayer for 4th place. But it is a mess just outside the top 10. All these guys on old tires slipping and sliding all over the place. But it's Herbst, Berry, Creed, Gregson, Mayer, your top 5. Berry is not letting Herbst get away at all, and Creed is just lurking back in 3rd place. But Gregson's gotten by Gibbs and Mayer. Gregson's up to 4th. Those 4 Mr. Feelgoods are making Gregson feel unstoppable. I'd say right now, this is Gregson's race to lose with 30 to go. He's got the fresh tires. Nobody else is anywhere near the same level of tires around him. And he's got the pace. Allmendinger, though, I think might, if Allmendinger and Hemrick can chase him down, they might have something for Gregson because they also have 4 fresh tires. They're only a couple spots behind him, but we'll have to see. Whoa, Josh Berry right on the bumper. The 98 off of turn 3. He's going to make a move down the front straightaway. Tries to get as far away from him as possible. What a move by Josh Berry to go to the lead. Josh Berry, your new leader at Pocono with 30 to go. Josh Berry's good to the finish, and now he's out front, but he's got to worry about his teammate who's coming in a hurry. Noah Gregson all over the bumper of Sheldon Creed, and he's making a move to the inside of Creed off of turn 1. He's going to tuck back in line, though. That move doesn't stick for now. Can't pass level 1665. Candy Crush. Will darkness affect this race? I think it will. I think it will. If we get another caution, I think they might have to call it short here soon. But if it goes green to the end, I think they'll have enough time to just barely squeak it in. They can go to about 8 o'clock. Just about 8 o'clock, maybe a tiny bit after. So if we get another caution or two, yeah, I'd be worried about darkness. And Gregson's to the inside of Creed down the front straightaway, but still can't get the pass done just yet. Creed holding up Gregson, and this is exactly what Herbst and Berry want to see up front. They want to see Creed trying to hold up the 9 car, make him use up his stuff before he can get to them. In turn 1, it looks like Gregson's going to be able to slide up and clear Creed easily. And now Ty Gibbs on the bumper of Sheldon Creed. If we do get another caution, though, I think it'll be really interesting. I think you're going to see a lot of people hit pit road because the 4 fresh tires are way stronger than the guys without the fresh tires. Like, Gregson is just chopping up through this field. If you're in the top 10, I don't know if you can sacrifice pitting, but outside the top 10, I'm pitting and getting 4 fresh tires. And Gibbs is going to be able to slide up and clear Creed for 4th place off of turn 3. But it's Berry out front, and now Gregson is lurking in the shadow of Riley Herbst. He might try to make a move in turn 1. 28 to go, and it looks like they're going to go to side by side. Thank goodness. I was like, are they going to do a full screen commercial break? Please no. Gregson not able to make the move happen on Herbst that time by. And Barry is in love with Barry is loving what Riley Herbst is doing right now. Because the longer Herbst holds up Gregson, the longer that Barry can have time to try and check out. Also, I want to give a shout out to Sam Mayer having a great recovery drive after having to make that unscheduled pit stop in stage 2 for a flat tire and lose a lap. Now he's back running inside the top 10. Addy, you're at the track. Can you wave at the camera? Okay, I'll wave at the track, but I mean, what do you mean? Oh, but Gregson's going to slide up and clear Herbst through turn 1, and now he's up to second place. Herbst could only hold him off for so long, but Ty Gibbs is also trying to follow through on that pass, and Ty Gibbs is by Riley Herbst. Ty Gibbs up to third place, Herbst back to fourth. So Gibbs is kind of lurking in the shadow of Gregson. Now now Gibbs is on much older tires than Gregson, but if he's able to stay close enough as the run goes on, their tires will equal out quite a bit, and they might be able to have a pretty even battle here. Barry has about a 1 second lead over Gregson, but I'm sure he'll chop that up in maybe a lap or two. But Creed's closing in on Riley Herbst now for fourth place. You know, this year we're not really seeing that much zigzagging down the front straightaway of people trying to break the draft. They're just keeping it straight up against the wall. I felt like it used to be the zigzag down the Pocono front stretch. Meanwhile, Austin Hill's going to get by Sam Mayer for 9th place. Justin Allgaier, my goodness. Justin Allgaier is about to be back into the top 10 after starting out back. He has worked his way all the way up to 12th place. How about that, Justin Allgaier? Now I'm wondering, can that 7 car, does he have a shot at catching the leaders? I mean, he is mowing through these guys. Right now, he's about 7 seconds behind the leaders, but with 25 to go, he might still have time. Off turn 3, Sheldon Creed to the inside of Riley Herbst. It's not going to stick that time, but Creed definitely has the upper hand on the 98 right now. But, man, this is going to be one of those races where Justin Allgaier and that team are definitely going to have a debriefing on. They're going to be like, we just threw this one away, because that 7 car was probably the dominant car today. And then they had a bad pit stop that got them stuck back in traffic, and then they make a mistake speeding on pit road with a penalty here. And then they get sent to the rear of the field, but they've charged their way up through this field. They're definitely going to finish with a top 10. And they're just going to be wishing they had more. Addy, you're rooting for Barry right now? Sheldon Creed to the inside of Riley Herbst off of turn 3. This move might stick this time. And Sheldon Creed with the advantage is trying to break away from the 98 to break that draft. And Sheldon Creed should be able to slide up and clear Riley Herbst. Not quite, but he's going to have the advantage going into turn 1. Whoa, that was tight there entering turn 1. Almost touched, but Sheldon Creed is clear of Herbst. He's up to 4th place, but as these guys have battled, it's allowed Brandon Jones and A.J. Allmendinger to close in on him, and A.J.'s got those fresh tires, so he ought to be able to get by both of them pretty quickly. Meanwhile, Gregson has now closed up to Barry, and he is on the bumper of that 8 car as they go through the tunnel turn. Gregson is looking for the lead. John Cena F in the chat for Ford right now. I know they got Herbst in 5th place, and they got Custer in 13th, and Sieg in 15th. So they got 3 cars in the top 15, which isn't horrendous for them usually, but I mean that's nothing compared to the other manufacturers. Oh, Gregson right on the bumper of Barry as they come off of turn 1. 23 to go right now. I don't see how Barry's going to be able to keep up this defense for that long. But meanwhile, these top 3 have just checked down on the field. The gap from Gibbs in third place to Creed in fourth is almost four. It's over 4 seconds. Oh, Brandon Jones radioing to the crew. He thinks he has a flat tire on that 19 car. He might be coming to pit road this time. He currently was running inside the top 10 at a solid run going in that 19 Menards car, and he's coming to pit road. Brandon Jones is pitting here with 22 laps to go in the race because they think they got a tire going down. That is tough for that team with so many cars. Every car in the race is still on the lead lap. And he might be able to stay on the lead lap after all this, but he is going to be, this is not going to be the result that that team deserved today. Gregson is closer to the 8's bumper than any time earlier in this race, and he's making a move to the inside of him in turn 3. Here they go. Gregson's going to send it up the inside. And Noah Gragson to the lead off turn 3 at Pocono. Josh Berry couldn't hold him off any longer on those old tires. And Noah Gregson's your leader with 21 to go at Pocono. Yeah, and this is a clean race if you take out the flip. Brandon Jones, good job at getting on and off pit road and staying on the lead lap. I mean, he's not too far up the road from the 9 car, but able to stay on the lead lap. So if we do get another caution, he'll be back in the mix. Allgaier's gotten his way back into the top 10, though, after having to start out back because of that penalty. Yeah, this is one that just the 17 let get away from him. Yeah, that was a clean pass, a good move by Noah Gragson. But Ty Gibbs is closing in on Josh. Whoa, Josh Berry snags the wall off of turn 3. That car was super sideways. Just able to hold on to it. And Ty Gibbs now up to second place. And Ty Gibbs not that far behind Gragson. Ty Gibbs is on older tires than Gragson, but if Gragson uses up his stuff, or those tires are going to start to equal out. Gibbs might be able to heat up this battle for the lead. We'll have to see. That 54 car has been the strongest car today. They have the fastest lap on the day. But let's go through the running order here real quick with 20 to go. It's Gregson, Gibbs, Berry, Creed, Allmendinger, your top 5. Then Herbst, Hill, Mayer, Hemrick, and Allgaier, your top 10. Castle, Custer, Brown, Segan, Snyder, your top 15. Moffitt, Alfredo, Weatherman, Williams, and Karam, your top 20. Then Sieg, Curry, Parsons, Yaley, and Starr, your top 25. Then Massey, Emmerling, Vargas, Hill, and Jones, your top 30. Then everybody else is in the garage. Also, I appreciate it, guys, if you have subscribed. Hey, we gotten a couple more new subscribers, up to 1,944. Appreciate it, guys. Could we get up to 1,950 before the end of the stream? I would appreciate it. Also, we got like 70 people watching right now. We only got 30 likes, so we got a couple more likes. Gotta do the plug, guys. Laps continuing to wind down here at Pocono. John Cena, it's on Sage Karam because of the incident where Sage was involved in that accident that killed an IndyCar driver, and that was his last time he raced here at Pocono. And so this is kind of like a redemption arc for him in a way. And Allgaier's going to get by Daniel Hemrick off turn 3. He's up to 9th place, and he continues his charge forward. And I do think they just brought up a good point on the broadcast. That 7 car has made up 16 spots on this restart since the restart, and he's on a charge forward. If we get another caution and another restart, I think the 7 car might be able to mix himself. He might be able to get back in the mix. There's still quite a bit of time left in this one. Meanwhile, Riley Herbst is really getting shuffled back now. He's back to 8th place. Sam Mayer's just gotten by him, and Allgaier's coming in a hurry as well. Oh, yeah. Well, I appreciate you tuning in anyways, John Cena. Don't stress about it. I'm not going to hold it against you. Appreciate everybody tuning in so far, guys. The lap's continuing to wind down. It'll be 15 to go next time by. And Gregson has not been able to gap tie Gibbs. Even though Gregson has the fresher tires, Gibbs last time by actually was faster than Gregson. Only 0.4 of a second behind him. Gibbs really using that draft down these long straightaways to not let the 9 car drive away from him. And Allmendinger is going to make a bold move to get by Sheldon Creed down the back straightaway as they approach the tunnel turn. He's by him. Allmendinger now is up to 4th place. He sets his eyes on Josh Berry. Allmendinger, another guy who's got 4 fresh tires and moving forward. Creed drops back to 5th place, but Creed having a really solid run today. He's been in the top 5 all day. Solid drive by Sheldon Creed. Definitely making up some ground on the cutoff line today. Landon Castle, Ryan Sieg, 2 guys who have had okay runs today. Been inside the top 15 the majority of the day, but Creed's picked up quite a few stage points, and he's going to be able to get a good result most likely and make up maybe about 15, 20 points on that cutoff line by the end of the day. But it's 15 to go now, guys. Another new subscriber, guys. We're 5 away from the goal. We're trying to get to 1,950 by the end of the stream. Let's make it happen, ladies and gents. Last time by, Gregson put about a 0.5 of a second between him and Gibbs. But I mean, it's still like, you know, Gibbs is still right in the mirror of Gregson. Still getting the draft down the straightaways. Gregson bobbing and weaving down the straightaways, trying to break that draft. They got the Pocono weave going on for the first time today. Gregson, you know, swerving all the way back down and across the front straightaway. Also, Allgaier's gotten by Herbst. He's up to 8th place, so now he's picked up 17 spots since the restarts, continuing his charge forward. And Sheldon Creed's just hanging on those old tires. I think he's about to get shuffled out here in the next 5 laps or so. Now that he's about to get caught by a lot of guys that have fresh tires. That time through turns 1 and 2, I keep saying 1 and 2. I'm so used to being an oval, but Gibbs closed up a ton in turn 3. The gap's only 0.2 down the front straightaway. Gibbs, what a drive right now. He's on 20 lap older tires than Gregson, but he is hanging right with him. And this is what I was talking about, guys. The longer they go into the run, the more their tires are going to equal out. Even though Gregson's tires are going to be a little better, Gibbs should be able to hold his own and be able to use that draft to his advantage. And off of turn 1, the 9 car's got a mirrorful of the 54. Gibbs is right on the bumper of Gregson, and these guys are catching some lap traffic. They're catching Timmy Hill and Brandon Jones. So that lap traffic could play a factor if they don't get out of the way, put some dirty air on the nose of one of the cars. And up the road a bit farther, they might even catch some more lap traffic if this thing goes green to the end. So this is definitely, the battle is getting a little feisty here now, late in the going. Now here they come down the front straightaway, catching up to Timmy Hill in the 13 car. Where are they going to go? Where does Timmy Hill go? The 9 car getting a bit of a draft off the back of that 13 down the front straightaway, and Timmy Hill's going to let him go by as they enter turn 1. Good job there by the 13 to get out of the way. But Gibbs able to stay there with Gregson. The thing is if I'm Ty Gibbs right now, I feel like I can't be too aggressive too early. I got to stay with him and maybe wait. I got to wait for my turn to finally make that move, because we've seen so many times today people use up everything they have in the wake of another car in front of them and just burn up their tires. But Gibbs was just sideways through the tunnel turn, so I don't think he's taking it easy at all. He's going full force right now. This time at the line, it's 12 to go. The lap's continuing to wind down here at Pocono. Landon Castle getting by Riley Herbst. That puts Landon up into the top 10. Solid run for him. Man, it looks like Gibbs just is able to close up on corner entry, man. Gregson's got the power off corner exit, but the 54 just closes up in on him as they approach the turn. You know, Pocono has really kind of reemerged to me as like a track that like I've really started to grow fond of. Like it does provide some pretty solid racing. There's and some pretty crazy strategy and whatnot involved in the last couple races here over the last year or two. Yeah, the nine's just swerving all the way down the front straightaway. You know, they go all the way down to the, the pit wall almost, and then they come all the way back up to the, outside wall as they enter the turn. But yeah, just up the road, actually, these guys have some pretty heavy lap traffic. Like, I'm talking like 5 or 6 cars running about nose to tail, and they're only maybe about 2 or 3 laps away from catching those guys. They've got, who are the cars up there? They've got, like, Patrick Emmerling, Brandon Jones, David Starr, Ryan Vargas, J.G. Ailey. That's about 4 or 5 cars that are all running within a second or so of each other. Not too far up the road. Oh, Gibbs lost it there off of turn 2. That cost him about 2/3 of a second. But these guys are driving away from Josh Berry in 3rd place and the rest of the field. It's just going to come down to these two unless there's a caution. 10 to go at Pocono. 10 to go. It's make or break time right now, ladies and gents. Also, guys, I recommend watching the IndyCar race at Iowa tomorrow. The one today was amazing. I mean, IndyCar on ovals is, I'm sorry, that's like can't miss TV, in my opinion. Yeah, I'd say Gregson and Gibbs, even though Gibbs is on older tires, those things are just about equal right now. I mean, they are both sliding all over the place, hanging on for dear life. Now, it's 9 to go this time at the stripe. I'd say about on a lap or two, they will be catching, the tail end of the lead pack, or the tail end of the lead lap cars. Still in the chat, the majority of the guys are saying Allgaier. It's finally starting to equal out to some more so in favor of Gregson or Gibbs. Over 70 people watching right now. I appreciate it, guys. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe. I'm trying to get to 1,950 subscribers before the end of the stream. We're only 4 away right now. 4 away. And now here they come up on a lapped car right in the middle of turn 3. That might have put some dirty air on the nose of the 9 car. The lap car is going to get out of the way down the front straightaway. Patrick Emmerling darts low. Good job to try and get out of the way as best he can. That's one lapped car that they've worked around. But they've still got a couple more ahead of them. But that time by Gregson able to put it probably another 1/10 of a second between him and Gibbs. If he can make that gap over about a half a second, I'd say it's pretty comfortable. That's unless it's under 2/10 of a second, you're too far back to make any desperate move really. Gregson still leads. This time, yeah, Gibbs is able to really close in up. I think through the tunnel turn is where that 54 car is better than the 9. And now they're going to catch the lapped car, the 78, down the front straightaway. The 9 car is going to come up right to his bumper, get that draft, try to make the most of it. This lapped car, though, might get in the way as they go through turn 1. Or that's not the 78, that's a 66 of J.J. Ailey, my bad. But 9 car able to get a pretty good draft off the 66. But still, these two stay just about the same. And then just ahead of them, they got 2 more lapped cars, the 08 and the 6. And the 4 as well, not too far ahead of them. They're probably going to catch about 5 more lapped cars before the end of the race if this thing goes green to the end. So definitely going to have to be able to negotiate the lap traffic as best you can. Also, Sam Mayer's gotten by Austin Hill for 6th place. Oh, Greg's is a bit up the track. Gregson up the track, just a bit off of turn 3. Gibbs is going to be able to make a move. Gregson got held up by a lapped car. The dirty air on the nose didn't help him. Gibbs and Gregson side by side down the front straightaway, side drafting each other aggressively. They might have tapped doors there just a bit. The 54 and the 9 side by side through 1 and 2. Who's going to give the 9 on the outside, the 54 on the inside? They've got a lapped car ahead of him. What's the lapped car of Ryan Vargas going to do? Oh, the 9's just able to prevail on the outside. That was close. Oh, boy, what a move there. Gibbs is going to have to regroup now. They go around the lapped car of the 6, but, man, that 08, that almost changed the game there. That was some great, crazy racing down that front straightaway. Those guys were side drafting as hard as they could. Now here they come off of turn 3. 5 to go. They're still going to catch some more lap traffic, that's for sure. Bailey Curry, Mason Massey, Stephen Parsons. Some guys up the road. Whoa, Gibbs has got another good run down the front straightaway. Yeah, the 54 is now closed in on the 9, and he's able to get such a good draft. It's just in turn 1, that 54 car seems to really struggle. And then that just doesn't, help him over the rest of the racetrack. But the 9 is really having to block hard now. That 9 car, he must have used up his tires. That 54 car is just a lot better on the long run because... But now, guys, if we get another caution, that would throw a wrench in everything. Do you pit or do you not pit? You got to stay out if you're in, the top 5 or so. But, I mean, these tires are going to be so old that these guys are on. Fresh tires would totally change the game. Here they come up on a lapped car down the front straightaway. The 4 car of Bailey Curry. The 4 tries to get out of the way, but the 9's going to come up and suck up right to him to try and get as much of a draft as he can. Gibbs as well. But Curry's still going to kind of be down low as they enter the turn. Okay, he's going to be out of the way there. Another lapped car negotiated for Noah Gragson. Now he's got a bit of breathing room. Gregson's probably got about... he's probably got about a second or 2 to the next lap car of Mason Massey and Stephen Parsons. So they might be able to get to the finish without having to deal with any more lap traffic. Oh, boy, laps winding down. 4 to go, 4 to go. As they approach turn 3, Gibbs trying to make it happen. If Gibbs were able to pull off this win, that would be crazy. I mean, he is on 20 lap older tires than Gregson. This time at the line, 3 to go. The gap is 2.5 tenths. Oh, boy. Gibbs is going as low as he can through turn 1 to try and get some clean air on that nose. Here they go down the back straightaway, approaching the tunnel turn. Gregson trying to weave to break the draft, but Gibbs is staying right in his tracks. As they approach the tunnel turn, the gap down to 2 tenths. Through the tunnel turn, the 9 goes through a bit more smoothly. Here they come to the final turn 3. Gregson runs a bit of a higher line than Gibbs through turn 3. Gibbs is going to kind of close in on corner entry, but lose a bit of ground off a corner exit. This time, the gap at the line is going to be just about equal to last lap. Gregson might have gained a couple hundredths of a second. 2 to go, 2 to go. Both of these guys are hoping that no yellow happens. Oh, Gibbs is really close to the bumper of the 9 there through turn 1. Oh, boy. If he's able to get that close on the final lap, he might be able to make something happen. Here they come through the tunnel turn. Lap traffic still a little bit up the road. I'm assuming they would get out of the way if they did catch him. And here they come through the final turn. If you get a good run off of this turn, you can set up a big move in turn 1. Oh, but the 54 a bit sideways. That might affect his run down the front straightaway. The white flag is in the air at Pocono. The next flag will end it. The gap is less than 2 tenths. Ty Gibbs is there. Can Gregson hold on? Oh, boy. Here they come through turn 1. Is Gibbs going to make his move here? Gibbs is going to go down low, but Gregson covers that line well, but the 54 is able to close in on the bumper of Gregson. They're side by side off of turn 1. Here they come down the back straightaway. Oh, they might have even tapped doors there. They're dead even as they approach the tunnel turn. Who's going to give? It's Gregson versus Gibbs. Oh my goodness, here they come through the tunnel turn. Going side by side through the tunnel turn. It's not easy. They touch. Oh, they're just able to hang on to it. Oh, Gregson's able to power through on the outside. One more turn. Is Gibbs going to be willing to use the bumper? Gibbs is going to be on the bumper of Gregson. Here they come to turn 3. Who's going to make it happen? Gregson's got a bit of breathing room this time. I think Gregson's got it. Through turn 3, Gibbs gave everything he had through the tunnel turn. But Gregson's going to be able to hold on. What a finish, guys. Noah Gregson's going to win it at Pocono. Oh, my gosh. That was a finish right there. What a battle. I thought Gibbs was just reeling him in, trying to make it happen. Oh, that was crazy. Oh, my goodness. What a lap for the win. Oh, that was some crazy racing right there. I kind of wish Gibbs maybe could have gotten to his bumper in the final turn. But, you know, that's a big moment for both of those drivers. Both of those drivers known for being a bit reckless. They're able to share a clean battle to the finish. Appreciate it, John Cena. Hey, consider subscribing, man. Oh, man, that was crazy. Pocono, low-key, the new great track all of a sudden, it feels like. Pocono definitely, I feel like, has had a reemergence over the last year or two. I know, I kind of wanted them to be side by side coming through turn 3. I'm really surprised Gibbs backed out in the tunnel turn. I really thought he was just going to drive it in there as hard as he could, but if he would have, they probably would have both subscribed. Appreciate it, John Cena. Thanks. I will not be live tomorrow because I'll be out of town, but I'll probably upload a race review. But yeah, appreciate everybody who tuned in. Oh my gosh, that was crazy. Yeah, what a last lap. Oh, guys, here, rate that race. Before you go, guys, rate that race out of 10. 10 out of 10's the best. Oh, what? 0 out of 10's the worst. That's like an 8 out of 10, or that's like an 8.5 out of 10. Like, that was a really good race. I don't know, I'd maybe even give it a 9. Like, that was a great race. Appreciate it, W.O. Spivey. I will not be live tomorrow for the Cup race, but I'll be live again next weekend for the Indy Road Course. Try to be live for the Xfinity and the Cup race, and maybe even the IndyCar race because it's a doubleheader. But yeah, that's like a 8.5 out of 10 for me. Yeah, Jason, on the older tires for Gibbs, that's the thing by Gibbs. I'm almost more impressed by his drive than Gregson's. As Gibbs was like on way older tires and was able to just hang in there with Gregson as if they were on the same, like, even tires. You know, maybe even thought that Gibbs had fresher tires. Yeah, Gregson burning it down. They duct taped an American flag to the window. Oh, you love it. You love it. Oh, my gosh. I guess you guys in the chat weren't totally correct. 34% said Allgaier, but 30% of you guys did say Gregson, so congrats to those 30%. But before you go, guys, consider subscribing. Did we get to 1950? We're one subscriber away from 1950. Appreciate it if you could make it happen. On the road to 2,000 subscribers, but shout out to Noah Gregson. John Sr. giving it a 9.1. Yeah, you did call it, Tim. You did call it. I almost got it. I said Ty Gibbs. He just short. But what a finish. That was a crazy great race. I think race is even deeper than just like, you know, Gregson winning and Gibbs being in second. I mean, both those guys able to race cleanly to the finish but keep it aggressive. That's what you want to see. And now here they are, climbing the fence. Once again, the signature Gregson celebration. They love to see it. Oh. And that was such a... Hey, we're to 1950. I appreciate it, guys. Yeah, climb that fence, says Tim. I appreciate it, guys. On the road to 2,000 subscribers. The goal is to get there by the end of the summer. We got about 15 new subscribers today. I appreciate it. We'll go through the finishing results here just quickly. and just kind of cover. Oh,
A little sick right now. Cuts right for Noah sometimes after his first win in the trucks.
but anyways, it's Gregson who won, then Gibbs in second. Solid run for Josh Berry in third. AJ with another top 5. Sheldon Creed, a solid top 5 for him. Oh, Noah Gregson actually nauseous, and Noah Gregson throwing up on the front straightaway.
You ready?
It was a hot one out today.
We're out there. Talk about that battle with Ty Gibbs.
Sam Mayer able to rebound for a 6th place finish. A great run for him.
That was
Then Allgaier only able to get 7th.
never driven there.
Then Hill, Hemrick, Custer with the top 10.
It really wasn't that long of a race. Just
And then Castle, Herbst, Brandon Brown a solid top 15. Snyder with a solid top 15. Then Alfredo Jones, Moffitt, and Kyle Weatherman with a solid top 20, as well as Sage Karam with a 20th place finish. We all know what that means to him. Williams, Kyle Sieg, Stephen Parsons, Mason Massey, the last guy to finish on the lead lap. Then Vargas rounds out your top 25. Then Curry, Starr, Yaley, Emmerling, and Hill round out your finishers. Then Sammy Smith, Clements, Burton, Stenhouse, Frucci, and Bassett, LeBay, and Kruth all ended this one in the garage.
you know, we just keep digging. This team is unbelievable.
Yeah, I don't really care who wins as long as there's great racing. I'm always on the side of great racing, and today was some great racing, that's for sure. And I didn't really mind the winner that much either.
So, Matt and Evan, everybody who makes this possible, everybody back at the engine shop, Tyler, mom, my spotters done a great job. Thank you, mom, dad, sister.
Yeah, guys, we're going to end this stream here in just a moment. This was one of like the shorter races, but I really enjoyed it.
Thank you guys for coming out, baby. Noah Gregson is your winner at Pocono, and Marty, he left it all on the racetrack today.
What a race, ladies and gents. What a race. I'm interested to see what Ty Gibbs says in his post-race interview.
You seem pretty upset afterwards. Were you mad at something that you did or maybe didn't do in those final few laps?
You know, it definitely hurt us being on a tire advantage, but you know, I was so surprised to be able to hang with the 9 when he was on right. So, my great car, I just didn't put it together.
And I'm just,
I feel like on my part.
this is just, I don't know. I'm really just impressed by the maturity of Gibbs and Gregson in this one to not take each other out going for the win.
Monster Energy, Sport Clips, Interstate Batteries, all glory to Jesus Christ, and thank you for all the fans being here.
You and Noah have had a history before. How determined were you, though, to keep it clean racing for the win?
You know, I just put myself in
Great finish, though, side by side on the final lap. Going back and forth. Gibbs just had to back out through the tunnel turn, but Gregson just able to come out on top by a car length or so.
I just lost my side force and got loose under him, but that's racing. You know, I put myself in that position, but you know, I feel like I definitely have to look back and see what other options I had. But you know, I just want to say, all glory to Jesus Christ, and thank you to Monster Energy and my team. And
I'm sorry. I'm just like, it's so funny. You got Gibbs in his post-race interview being like, all glory to Jesus Christ. And then you got Gregson, they show over to him, and he's like shotgunning a beer. It's like the two polar opposites of each other.
0.3 of a second that separated those two drivers. And Noah Gregson said that might be the best driving I've ever done right there. Well,
But guys, we're going to end it there. I appreciate it if you tuned in today for the first time, or if this is, you've been to every stream we've ever done. But we'll see you guys next week at the Indy Road Course. That's it. I'm out. Thanks for tuning in.